I mean, what can I say? There's poetry in everything. Everyone's a poet. Everyone's an artist. Hi, I'm... We're gonna do this 11 times. You ready?
Well, let's see.
Hey, I'm Lana... We're gonna use all these. Hey, I'm Lana Del Rey, and we are on the set of my Rolling Stone UK cover shoot. Kintsugi, I started writing naturally when my sister and my dad and I were at my great uncle Dick's hospice in Manhattan Beach with all 50 of the grant members. Kintsugi is the art of filling broken pottery with liquid gold in the hopes of making it even more beautiful than it was before. Almost don't even need to explain that metaphor to the idea of falling apart and rebuilding one's life back up even more beautifully. But I wasn't really going for like a metaphor when I wrote it. I was actually talking about my uncle because he's a poet of 9 books, an inventor, and very interesting self-described anarchist. Because he'd been in my garden 2 years before he passed with my grandmother, who was in my garden with him 2 years before she passed at 92 as well, he had been reading this poem that we have filmed called Holding Back the Night. So to go from holding back the night in my backyard to being around his bed with all 16 of my family members singing in 14-part harmonies, I just thought to myself, oh my God, like I always thought I sang just to get out of my small town, and then I realized that has nothing to do with it. And then somehow I went from talking about family to, people I'm dating to talking to my dad, like that I miss them, and I think it ends with the line, let the light shine in. I think I say that a few times in the record. Sometimes there is no lesson in the stories, like in the things that we go through. I'm always looking for what's the lesson. Sometimes it's nothing other than, I would say, to not repeat that mistake again, but I generally do. And for that reason, I'm like, there's still not a lesson. I would say there is a lesson in saying no and staying vigilant about keeping the wrong things out as opposed to being too open. I think everything that I write comes out of the minutia. I can't remember the last time I wrote something from like a bird's eye view perspective. Why I think it's important to sort of stay vigilant about like keeping the peace around my own heart is because every time I come to a stoplight at like a different corner of where I'm living or staying, I want to feel present in that moment and like be present enough to look around and think about like how beautiful that building is or whatever. When I'm distracted by like, things I've let affect me, I don't notice anything. It would be like being here and being excited that I'm here, but not, being able to like actually know that it's about the shoot, but it's also bigger than that. It's like about being together. And I really think that's also what is making the music good, if it's good in any capacity. It's like the idea that it's nothing in the music is really about me. It's always all about the people around me. And I think the funny thing is like you learn the most about somebody through seeing them interact with other people.